now, just so you know. There we are. We are live. Hello, everybody. Hello, everyone watching. Kat and Chris, great to see you, and anyone else watching. And of course, all our crew here. How are we all doing?
Yeah.
Hey, everybody.
Good,
All right.
good.
Ready to kick Romulan ass.
Oh, yeah. We've all been reading up on the combat section of the main rule book.
Or die trying.
Yeah, or accidentally gas ourselves. Which I feel like is probably far more likely in my case.
Fantastic. And you're all looking absolutely amazing as ever. Amy, I see a comm badge.
I've got one now. Is it on the right side? I don't know.
Well, the left side is the right side.
Okay. So it's the wrong side. I'll flip it.
Should be over your heart because, that's...
It's right-handed, that's why you tap it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bajorans wore them on the left.
I'm not a Bajoran, so
You're not.
I'll know better for next time.
Not
You could
to
have told me
worry.
before we went live.
Not to worry. I mean, quite often these things are mirrored anyway, so it doesn't really...
Exactly.
It doesn't matter because everybody just looks amazing. Including Usher. They're hidden away. You've got your hood up, you've got your hat on. Is it cold in America?
It's cold in my house right now because it's really hot outside already. So I didn't feel like I put it up and I was like, wow, this is really comfortable. And then I looked at my thermostat and I was just like, you know what? I could probably fix this, but I'm too lazy right now. But I ordered my Starfleet Academy hoodie, so it'll be here. I don't know that I'm going to go full cosplay with this, guys.
Oh, it's not a requirement. It's.
I'm going to do it a little bit at a time. You slowly suck me in.
Well, we like theatre of the mind here, don't we? That's what it's. That's what it's all about. Otherwise, we'd be playing on Roll20, and I'd be losing my shit as it fell down.
This just gave me a legitimate excuse to get a uniform that I've wanted since I was 12.
I figured the hoodie is more off-duty hours.
Absolutely, and I've already got about a dozen anyway, so I'm that sad.
Stu's uniform choice just depends on day of the week. He's got that many.
Yeah.
No, it depends on the show. He has a different uniform depending on the show.
I do. Has anyone noticed I've been mixing around, and depending on what we've been doing, I've tried to have it on theme as much as possible.
What show was the suit and tie that you wore for the first episode?
That was our first episode of this. I wore the Picard tie and the red shiny waistcoat, and the Starfleet cap.
I was kind of a fan of the vest that they wear in the movies.
The sort of the first contact grey.
Yeah, the vest. I did like that outfit.
Well, I might wear one of those specially for you at some point, Usher.
Oh,
Because I have got one.
I'm sure you do.
Why did we doubt for a minute?
Yeah, exactly.
Fantastic. So, are we all ready to have an adventure?
Ready as will ever be. Ooh.
Wonderful. Well, we start as ever by doing our catch-up as the camera pans across the USS Alcubierre, and we hear the voice of someone making a log.
Security Chief's log, stardate 57076-3. I hate this ship. We've been sent to investigate the Alcubierre, which ceased communications some time ago, only to discover the ship infested with Romulans and all but one crewman killed. The one who survived is the younger brother of the ass who nearly tanked my Kobayashi Maru test at the Academy. Like I said, I hate this ship. The rest of the team are formulating a plan to incapacitate the remaining Romulans who have holed themselves in engineering. And I remain cautious but hopeful regarding its success. In my experience, there are a few problems that can't be solved by a well-placed phaser shot. Said, which may be our backup plan if all else fails. Having obtained some Neurozine gas from medical, Dr. Bosh seems convinced that he can distribute it through the engineering, and we have arrived just outside the main doors to it.
And excellent. So, and indeed, you are just outside, having climbed down the turbo lift with your neurozine. Now, these doors, actually lead to the upper deck of engineering. So, engineering is kind of a split deck department, and these doors lead to the upper deck. There is a Jeffries tube hatch off to your side. That sort of skirts around engineering.
Where is?
Would you like? Oh, yeah, go on.
Oh, sorry. We discussed kind of how the backup system works and all that. Where would we find that? Would we know based off of our plans or understanding of Starship engineering where the backup system for the gas relief would be?
So this is the environmental protection system in the event of... that's okay. I know what you're talking about. I'm now going to put it in track. So the environmental systems will kick in if it detects poison or hazardous contents within the atmosphere, and basically it'll extract the existing air and replace it with air that it has separately in canisters dotted around. You would access those environmental systems through the Jeffries tubes.
Okay.
They're basically hidden in the walls.
And we can probably also trigger the false alarm to release that gas from said tubes.
You would. That would depend on how you're intending to do that.
Okay.
I'm going to let you tell me what your plan is, and then I can tell you how best to do it.
Well, this is a very medically sciencey problem, and team, I'd like some options. Doctor?
I suggest our first option is to disconnect the spare oxygen canisters and replace them with the neurozine. They have the same fitting on them, so we should be able to swap them out easily enough. Then we just need to find some way of triggering the environmental controls in engineering. We could try and let off, because I think we've got 4 canisters with us, and
Sorry, I just heard we could try and let off. It depends what you've been eating.
There's time for that as well.
Replicator rations are not what they used to be. So we've got 3 canisters. So
yeah, we left one where we were just to knock out anyone that might be heading in that direction.
And did we agree I need 2 to fill engineering, or 3?
More is always better.
2 would certainly fill the whole of engineering. What you know of engineering, like I say, it's split level. 1 canister alone will either cover the entire, basically the ground floor area. Neurozine, you do know, is heavier than air, so it would cover the ground floor area. But 2 if you want the whole area flooded, yes.
So we could sort of attach up 2, and then we could let the 3rd one sort of detonate and open up in engineering itself, and use that
to actually trigger the response that it needs to. Yeah. What we'll do is we'll trigger that inside, and as a result, the environmental system will think, neurozine gas, let's replace it with oxygen, and it will then be flooding itself with yet more neurozine gas that we put into the Jeffries tube. Yes, I see what you mean.
How are we going to insert that into engineering?
That's a very good question, Mr. Varren. I was hoping you'd have some idea.
Short of opening engineering doors, which I don't recommend. I haven't had a whole lot of luck with that recently. And throwing it in, the only other thing that I could think the trigger would be to either set a false alarm or a real alarm for a fire. And that would either be creating an electrical fire somewhere in the Jeffries tube, which would lead into engineering, or perhaps Mr. Davok can find a way to, using a console, trigger a false alarm. Which would, for environmental hazard, which would release the gas. I feel like
that is what we're looking for, isn't it? Rather than fire.
Yeah,
fire will be contained by force fields. You were correct.
Good. Okay, so I think then what we need to do is, first of all, we need to position the gas, then trigger the alarm, trigger the gas, and then move in and see what effect that's had. I suspect that, Doctor, if you could use the Jeffries tube to position switch out the canisters, Davok, if you could help him do that.
Yes.
That would probably be best. Whilst myself and Derek and Mr. Varren hold on to the doorway for the moment.
Yeah, I was going to keep myself, if possible, from the Jeffries tube entrance, keep an eye on the door to engineering, on the off chance someone leaves.
Well, in that case, yeah, me and myself and Derek will basically stand at the door, basically stopping it. So if anyone comes out, we'll know about it. They'll have walked over us.
At this point, Derek chimes in. Sir, if I may,
carry on, Derek.
I think it's a really good plan. But if I might suggest, I mean, first of all, like a fire, well, we've got the latest fire suppression system, so it wouldn't really set off an alarm. It would just put the fire out. But if you really want the environmental systems, we're going to have trouble getting access into the computers to sort of fake an alarm or an environmental emergency. But if you use one of the canisters next to the environmental system, the sensors should detect it from there. You wouldn't need to go into engineering. You can do it from inside the Jeffries tubes.
Right, so it'll sort of pick it up in a sort of an area. The system will figure that area is a problem, so we'll do everything, including the Jeffries tube attached to engineering. Yes.
That's right, sir. The systems itself have sensors mounted on them as well as sensors located throughout engineering.
Excellent. Thank you, Derek. That's fantastic. So that means that Davok and Bosh, you should be able to hook up the canisters and then release some of that gas with one of the other canisters and basically trigger the whole effect. Yes. Okay.
I would suggest that we both take the breathing apparatus.
Oh, I've already got mine on. Don't you worry.
As we know, gas has an effect on Romulan physiology. I don't want it to have the same effect on Vulcan physiology.
I believe all of you will be fine.
No, it should knock everybody out.
Oh, really? Oh.
Yeah, it's just particularly other chemicals that will knock out our human friends don't have as much potency for Romulans, whereas Neurozine will take everybody out.
Mm. Right.
Reassuring. Okay, so we'll roll the dice on that then.
We're just gonna have to, yeah.
All right, let's do it.
Carry on, Mr. Bosh and Mr.
Follow me, Mr. Davok.
As you're carrying the canister, the can, the way these canisters open, once you open it, if you're not connecting it to anything, it will remain open.
Right.
It's kind of like the old-fashioned beer barrels.
Yeah. Once you tap it.
Once you release the valve, it's not going back. So the entire canister will disperse inside the Jeffries tube.
Yep. Fine with that.
Okay.
We both have a breathing kit on. We are
putting a lot of trust in that breathing apparatus.
Neither Commander Wraal nor myself or Eric are in the tube.
No.
Okay, you're still in the turbo shaft. Okay, and presumably you're having this conversation very quietly.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to make a roll for something. Don't worry about it.
We've sort of had this conversation via Discord as well.
Yeah, that was how we had it.
Indeed, there's been a lot of planning going on this last fortnight. I love it. Okay, so Davok and Bosh, you're heading into the Jeffries tubes then, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay, it doesn't take long to locate. Are you going for the upper deck environmental system or the lower deck?
Upper deck.
Upper deck environmental system. Okay. You do know that will put the Neurazine out into the upper deck, which will then take time to drop to the floor. As much as it is heavier than air, it's not like lead weight heavier. So that will give the Romulans longer to respond.
Hmm.
Well, you best to do it for the lower deck, because if we're coming in on the upper deck and the lower deck is flooded with the gas, we've got less chance to be affected by it.
That's fine. Okay, we'll do lower deck then.
Okay. Of course, the downside to doing it on the lower deck, I'm just giving you all the information, is any Romulans on the upper deck will not be affected.
Yeah,
that's fair.
Okay. Right, so you're going lower deck, yes?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Right.
Are there entrances to engineering on the upper and lower deck?
Through the Jeffries tubes, yes.
But through the main doors to engineering?
No, main doors come out into the upper deck only. And then you proceed.
So that's what we're looking at. That's what Wraal, myself, and Eric are looking at.
Yeah, we're basically looking at the door onto the upper deck of it. Yeah.
Okay, so the only door. Got it.
Yes. Yeah. Like I say, you do have Jeffries tubes as well, so it's kind of not the only way in, but it is the main way in.
If they want to leave engineering, that's fine. We need to get into engineering. We'll figure that out later.
Okay. Fantastic. So, how would you like to proceed?
Well.
Yeah, I'm gonna. We'll take the 3 canisters. I'm going to suggest, Mr. Davok, you take 2 of them because you are sort of larger than I am, and I will take the first single canister.
We all know you like palming off work, Bosh.
Sorry, I might have missed this earlier, but haven't you only got 2 canisters because one of them was left in medical?
We had 3. Left a 4th one in medical.
Oh, right. Okay. No, I'll stand corrected. Sorry. Yeah, cool. So you've got the 3. Fantastic.
I won't take that as insubordination, Mr. Davok.
No insubordination.
I'm going to attempt to attach the first canister. If you want to attempt to attach the second canister.
Yes.
Okay.
So if you remember, if you do an assist, then we can learn a cool mechanic within the game there. So if Bosh, for example, leads the task, as in attaches a canister, Davok can assist it with not necessarily the same combination of attribute and discipline that Bosh is doing, but Davok only gets to roll 1 dice. But it is a straightforward assist. So you'll get the Bosh, you'll get the 2 dice as normal, and you can buy extra with momentum. And Davok, you roll the dice as well. And as long as Bosh gets at least 1 success, your successes count towards it.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so it's important to know who's leading.
I am leading.
Okay, and in what way is Davok assisting?
I will be helping twist the canister into the thingy.
Yeah, taking some of the canister's weight so it doesn't drop. Help to maneuver it into place.
Okay, so it's physical assistance. Got it. Right.
Yeah.
I would like you both. I'm going to assume you're taking your time over this and not rushing it in a panic.
Yep.
I would like you both to make a control and engineering check.
Okay.
Difficulty 2.
And I roll 1 dice for assisting.
You roll 1
Yeah,
dice for
now
assisting.
remember, before we go, you can always add a dice in with any momentum we've got. Stu, how much momentum do we have left over?
Oh, yes. Sorry, I should have mentioned that. You have started the game with 5 momentum.
wow.
We climbed down the ladder. We built it up. So yeah, Bosh, I would throw yourself in an extra die.
I will buy another dice.
Okay.
So that takes us down to 4 momentum. Very good.
Done.
Yep.
And with the 3 dice, I needed to have 10 or below because I have a control of 9 and an engineering of 1. I got an 8, a 19, and a 3.
Excellent. So that's
nice.
2 successes. And Davok, what did you get?
A 5.
Excellent.
Nice.
You get your momentum back.
Oh, yes.
Nice. Okay, that is the first canister fitted.
Next canister.
Yep.
Next canister.
And we'll buy another momentum.
Yes.
This token is going back and forth and back and forth.
Okay. I got a 19, a 17, and a 1.
Oh, that's 2 successes.
Success. There's 2.
What did Davok get?
I got a 7 and a 14.
What were you rolling against?
14.
14. So you get your momentum back again. Gosh, it really is very back and forth with that. And yes, the second canister clicks into place with a hiss. You both feel very, very confident. You're dangerously close to a complication, though, there, Bosh, on both occasions.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you're already wearing your gas
respirator. Yeah.
Yes.
respirators. Sorry, yes. Okay, what now?
I'm presuming they're sort of a bit more face ones than those sort of what were those sort of fish people that had the ones that just sort of
Oh, like the rebreather?
Yeah. No. Think more, Star Wars when they're in the...
back to tanks.
Yeah. So it covers the mouth and nose, and this little tube goes down to a little belt.
As long as that doesn't have a canister on it as well, and you mistake your oxygen canister for your Neurozine canister, because that was going to be a quick... Make sure you specify which canister you're going to use, because Stu will fuck us.
It's a self-contained unit. Yeah.
Mr. Davok, if you want to go back to Commander Wraal and tell him that the canisters are connected, and I just wait for his signal to open the next canister in here.
Yes. I will stick my head out the Jeffries tube.
Are you like right there? It's like, Bosh, we can hear you.
Quietly. Like, thank you, Mr. Bosh. Carry on.
You just see a thumb come out of the Jeffries tube, just like.
Okay, so currently, obviously, the door to the Jeffries tube is open because Davok's got his thumb sticking out of it. You do also know that opening the door
there's
to
a good
the
point.
Jeffries
We
tube,
should probably close that bitch.
yeah, whilst the Neurozine is in there, is likely to knock out your comrades.
In which case, knowing that, and before he opens it,
Well, we haven't done the canister yet. I've just the final canister is still sealed.
I think the best news is for the humans in the Trill to get onto the actual floor and out of the. We're in the turbolift shaft now, so we should get out of that. And actually, that's what you said, right?
Going up will get you away from any potential Neurozine.
I just want to make sure that we're like at the door of engineering and not stuck.
Right.
Yeah, I think we draw phasers and cautiously approach the door to engineering, ready to listen for, hopefully, the thud of Romulan bodies falling.
And that way we're away from the Jeffries tube door and Bosh is free to open the can.
Well, the Jeffries tube door is literally a few feet away from the main engineering door.
Yeah.
Can I just hold my breath until he closes the Jeffries tube door?
Oh, you absolutely can.
Yeah, we haven't.
It's not out yet.
Let him hold his breath.
Stop trying to kill the technical
It's not that. It's more of clarification of what's going on before we open the can, and we didn't realize that we were all going to die if we opened the can.
Well, I'm going to ask. Well, I'm going to ask everyone. What is the planned sequence of events from here?
Open the can, leave the Jeffries tube, close the Jeffries tube door, wait for everyone in engineering to pass out and break in.
That.
We run the risk with the gas if we have come out. We need, I think, someone to stay.
Yeah, I'm going to stay in the Jeffries tube with the canister.
How long is your oxygen going to last?
Is there a display on it?
You look at the indicator and you can see you have 6 hours oxygen remaining.
Oh, geez, we're fine. Okay, yeah.
So I'll stay in the Jeffries tube and
Make
wait
sure
for the.
Is correct.
Yeah.
How long will it take for the gas to disperse once it's been released?
Yep, the estimate is about 40 seconds for it to replace the air with the Neurazine, then another 40 seconds to replace the air with the backup air canister.
I mean, for the air to... This is the complication that I see.
We've got about 2 minutes, just done, minute and a half.
Yeah, enough time to get in and stun everyone before they wake up.
I'm not worried about that. What I'm worried about is if there's no oxygen in engineering, I can't go in.
Oh, it will refill with oxygen, with air.
That was what I...
Yeah, that's
how
the
long
second
will that
40
take?
seconds.
Okay, got it. That was my clarification. I was like, if the second canister is 40, I was like, is it just all Neurazine from now on?
It's got a permanent room of Neurazine gas running.
It's just like...
No, what happens with the backup systems is it detects, it will hopefully detect that there's Neurazine in the air. It sucks out the Neurazine and replace it with the canisters it's connected to, thinking that is air. But obviously that's Neurazine, so that will hopefully knock out the Romulans. The backup system will then kick in, and this is why you have redundant backup systems on starships. It will detect that, oh no, that's not air, that's something else, and it will then extract that and then replace it with actual air.
Okay.
That's the hope.
I was just making sure it wasn't going to be like, oh, it's just Neurazine now, and we don't have backup here, so just vent the airlock, and just everyone gets sucked out.
There are actually 2 redundant backup systems to this one, so even if one did fail, there's another backup because you're using
so
one of the backups.
What you're saying is, if one did fail, you're going to spend all your threat to make sure the second one fails. We're screwed.
I'm not telling you what I'm spending my time
on. All right. Let's do it. Let's.
Gentleman never tells what he spends his threat on.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
I don't threaten tell.
So yeah, I'll send.
I guess Davok is going to have to leave the Jeffries tube.
Yeah.
Come back out, Darth Davok.
That sounds like a name that could be in Star Wars.
Yeah, it's very close, isn't it?
So,
right.
Davok, you're leaving the Jeffries tube, is that correct?
Yes, so I'll leave Bosh to do the important task of staying in the Jeffries tube.
Okay. And
it's a problem when, as a crew, we're fighting Romulans and the GM is drinking Romulan ale. It's a...
and yes, you seal the Jeffries tube behind you, closing Bosh inside.
Is this the Star Trek Adventures equivalent of hiding in the van?
Yeah.
I came out.
No, you're leaving the van.
Yeah, I'm being brave today.
Yeah.
So I'm going to...
In this case, the turbo lift shaft is the van.
Okay. Oh, well, we'll go there then.
Yeah, it should come upstairs with us.
Okay, so I'm going to give a minute or two for Davok to make his way up to the others, and then I'm going to open the gas canister.
Okay, and I'm guessing you're making absolutely certain that it's properly sealed around your face and what have you first.
100%.
Triple checked.
Yeah.
Triple checked.
So, give me a control and engineering difficulty 1. Do you want to spend any momentum?
Actually, I may as well.
Help yourself to what? Yeah, it takes down to 4.
Okay.
Actually, it takes us down to 3. We spent 2, 1 per canister.
No,
you got it back.
Oh, we got. Oh my God, I'm so.
That's right.
I got a 13, an 8, and a 1.
Hey!
Jesus, Bosh.
So we get the momentum back again.
Hey, and another one. So you're up to 6.
Yeah, we're maxed out. Max momentum.
We're gonna need that when these Romulans don't die, or when they don't get knocked out.
And yes, you twist the valve, pull it until it clicks, then press it down against the canister, and suddenly it hisses loudly with a thick yellowy smoke issuing out of it. Obviously your breathing is absolutely fine, but very, very quickly you find yourself completely and utterly unable to see. The rest of you stood outside the doors to engineering. You hear this coming from the Jeffries tube, this click and loud hissing. And then you hear a few beeps, because it sounds like you're listening quite intently at engineering. You do hear a few beeps of a system cutting in, and a very loud hissing coming from engineering. There's a bit of swearing goes on in Romulan, and after about 10 seconds you do indeed hear a thump.
One thump?
One thump. You hear one thump.
Okay. Can I push forward and see, is there one thing I have to ask? Is there a connection point from this Jeffries tube into the engineering?
When you say connection point, you mean a hatch? There is a hatch a little bit further along the Jeffries tube.
Okay, I'm going to make my way towards it using my hearing that I heard where the thump was coming from to guide me where I was going.
Okay. How long are you taking over that?
Steady, not too fast. It's cramped,
okay.
So
are you
being
cautious and quiet about it?
I'm making sure I don't knock off the my breathing apparatus more than anything.
Right, fair enough. So being careful like that and taking things very steady, especially because you can't see a thing, and you know that there are bits sticking out. You don't want to snag the hose or anything like that.
His bits are sticking out.
There in the Jeffries tube, there are things that stick out that could potentially.
That's why the camera's from here up.
Either the mask off or the hose, or so being extra careful. You're just getting to where you think. I mean, bear in mind, this is not like you can only see about a foot in front of you. You can't see anything at all. You are effectively completely blinded by this. And you get to where you think maybe the Jeffries tube hatch just about is, when the air starts very softly clearing.
Now, are there windows into engineering that we can see?
Nope.
It'd be a solid, like a blast door.
All right.
You can't see inside.
In which case, I'm going to mention to Commander Wraal, we should probably get a head on at least figuring out how we're going to open those doors.
Well, as we found, we can assist now as well, which helps. So next time I decide to use you as a door knocker, I'm going to help you as well.
Okay, you're gonna take part of the blame when it doesn't work. Okay.
Yes, or I'll at least stand by with the elastoplast to patch up any bits of you that fall off as a result.
Lovely. Because I would love to open this door and just get blasted. Just like, No, the thought process is we don't know that the gas is completely out of there. We know roughly it'll take a minute or so, but we still haven't even gotten a close look at the door, so we should at least get ready to breach the door, if possible.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Then in that case, we check how is it best. Is it simply a engineering door that simply enter a keypad or touch a keypad and it will open, or has it been locked out?
It is a standard double-sized door that basically opens from the centre outwards. There isn't a keypad or anything like that. It would open automatically, usually when the turbo lift arrives. However, like all of these doors, it does have a hand actuator panel located just to the right of it.
Commander, may I make a suggestion?
You certainly may, Mr. Davok. Always good to hear Vulcan logic.
I think I'm hoping that the idea of gassing the chamber is to flush them out. Maybe we don't need to open the door. Maybe they'll open it for us.
This is the only, aside from Jeffrey's tubes they may or may not know about, this is the only entrance and exit to engineering, isn't it?
My concern is we wait too long and we just sit here twiddling our thumbs, Commander, that they may wake up.
I think that whilst we're at the door, if they do decide to come out, we're here ready for them. But I think that going in is probably the best option, especially once the Neurozine has been cleared by the oxygen system, drawing that out, placing it back to normal. Notes. Forget about Davok not being in uniform. Made good suggestion.
While you're considering this, I mean, plenty of time has now gone by. You feel it, enough time has gone by that you feel it should probably have cleared. And you can hear from the other side of the door, you hear a Romulan shouting, and you hear a response. You can't quite make out what's being said. The door's a bit thick for that, but you do hear a response that sounds somewhat muffled.
All right. Let's, Commander, should we open this door?
Let's go in and get them.
Okay. As you approach the door, we cut back to Commander Bosh, Lieutenant Commander Bosh, who has arrived at the Jeffries tube hatch.
I'm.
The air has now cleared. All the Neurozine from inside the Jeffries tube has now cleared.
Is there still any coming out of the canister, or is that completely emptied now?
No, that emptied pretty quickly.
Okay, so I'm going to drop that, take out the phaser, and I'm going to open the Jeffries tube.
Get it, Bosh.
Okay, so you open the Jeffries tube.
Oh, did I hear what the call and response was? Because obviously slightly less metal between us, and I've got particularly good hearing.
Oh, yeah.
Do you understand Romulan?
Well, you all have universal translators.
Yes. I was like,
so,
I remember picking it, but no, very...
There's a Star Trek Sunday issue. The issue with universal translators.
It works the same as the Heisenberg compensator.
Or
whatever that damn fish was in
Babelfish.
Babelfish, yeah.
Oh, the Babelfish, yeah. Yes, no, that's a very good point, Bosh. You could hear the shout a lot more clearly. You heard someone shouting to clear away somebody, a name that you didn't recognise, from somebody who certainly sounded very, very angry. You couldn't make out the response though.
Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna open phaser at the ready.
Okay. Are you setting your phaser to anything particular?
Stun.
Okay. But I mean, are you doing an area effect or? So we mentioned off air that you do need to do a minor action in order to do it. However, for the first for
He's got to
initial
open that hatch
things,
as well.
I'm happy for you to have something ready.
Yeah, I do have a nice mechanical interpretation.
Yeah, like a split. No, I'll have it single beam. Standard point and shoot.
Okay, probably vicious is probably the option to go for then, because you get extra damage on an effect.
Okay, I will set it for vicious stun.
Vicious stun,
yeah.
Slightly more nasty stun.
Yeah, it's a more intense stun. Vicious is perhaps not a good descriptor, but it is a more intense stun. Absolutely, it's that.
Instead of a short zap, it's a long zap.
It's beasting instead of nettling.
You open the Jeffries tube hatch, and it opens a little bit, and it meets a bit of resistance as you realise there is a Romulan slumped against it. And as you push it a bit harder, there is a Romulan probably about 10 foot in front of you. Who turns round and glares at you. Just as that's happening, what's happening with the doors?
All right, hand actuator, my old nemesis. Let's open this bitch up.
I'll assist. I have a degree in doors.
I aced my exam in Starfleet Academy, my door exam.
Whilst Bosh has been doing this, we've approached the door, set phasers to stun team, and certainly I'm opting for the vicious option because, as we said before, area is a nice spread effect, but we don't want to be using an area effect where there's plasma coolant floating about in tubes.
As well as the only working electrical systems on the entire ship.
Yeah, when you hit something, you want to hit it. I'm happy to take one target down at a time, but let's make sure we take them down. So
yes, agreed.
Vicious is the better setting, I think.
Yeah.
No, I can't
I
do
would
much
leave
with
mine
the
on regular
system.
stun, just because I want minor action for possible other things. Oh well, you're giving it to us for just the initial one. Okay.
I'm
in which case we'll do vicious stun.
Action, basically.
Okay. Yeah. In which case I will take that.
Okay. So stun and vicious for Varren. Wraal, is it the same for yourself?
Oh yes, please. If I'm AGM.
Davok.
I'll follow my commander.
Okay, and Derek will do the same.
Wait, Derek has a weapon? Who gave him a weapon?
Yeah, he's carrying a phaser. It has been all this time.
I didn't want to tell you, Varren, but I was worried. I was worried you'd worry, so I overlooked it.
Just kidding.
I'm allowed to turn the occasional command blind eye.
Are you? All right. Let's,
Okay. I'm gonna add a little threat here, just for the sheer hell of it.
Oh, you are.
Add a little momentum.
As you go to operate...
I'm going to use all 6 momentums to open this damn door.
As you go to operate the hand actuator then, give me a fitness and engineering roll, please. This is difficulty 1.
Would you like me to help
I'm
you?
helping.
Yeah, please.
I'm still helping.
What are you doing to help?
Okay.
Well, actually, it would depend. Would the GM agree that I could help? Because if it's something that, for example, our last assist was something that could. Does he need me to actually pull on the lever as well, or is it like a small lever that only one person can operate?
Oh, I thought we were pulling the doors apart.
Yeah, that's what we're doing.
If you take one side, I'll take the other.
No. We're using the hand actuator to open it. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, we've had 2 offers of assistance. So, Davok, how would you like to assist with it? And yeah, the hand actuator is running big enough for one hand.
Yeah, well, if you don't need my assistance, that's okay. But I am here if you need help.
There.
So withdrawing assistance there, and come
as I put my hand on, like another hand awkwardly grips mine. I'm just like, wait, what?
Well, I do have
it gently.
I do have the advisor talent, which means that if I assist and I use my command discipline to assist, I can it allows a re-roll. So that might be me saying, look, don't pull it quite so hard. Pull it smoothly.
That's what she
I
said.
smooth
Gently
my...
does it.
As
Work it.
And I would suggest maybe if I use like my insight and my command.
you want to like jiggle the handle like it's a fucking shitter, and
I'm just sort of telling you in a kind of opening a door is very much like
my next captain's or my next log is going to be really weird.
I'm going to say, given the situation, Wraal, I would want a daring and command assist from you.
On top, and I didn't think about this, I have a focus in infiltration. This is pretty much infiltration, if I can't imagine anything else. Would it not be?
Using a hand actuator? Not really. No.
To open a door?
This is literally pulling a lever. I mean,
that's fine. Whatever. It just fucked up it last time. Let's do it.
I believe in you.
So are we buying a momentum or not? I mean, it's a difficulty one. So there's no point.
No, I think you've got 2 dice. I've got 1.
Okay. What is my character
I've got
sheet?
a 12. My daring is 10. Command is 4. So target 14. I've got a 12. 1 success.
Okay.
I got 11 and 2, and my numbers are my fitness is 12, and you said engineering is 3, so I needed a 15.
Yeah. Absolutely. So you don't gain any momentum because you're at maximum momentum anyway. But yes, with
open this door and charge.
Gentle instruction, you manage to successfully pull a lever, and the doors hiss open, and you find yourself on this deck, running round engineering. Ahead of you, you see a Romulan stood. He's basically carrying, or half carrying, half dragging, another Romulan, and he is wearing a gas mask, a respirator. Very similar to the one that Davok has currently.
You need to shoot that man first.
And yes, as you have surprised them, I will allow you to go first. So, let's do this. Let's do this in. We'll go entirely round. So, Bosh, you're obviously on the lower deck. The rest of you are on the upper deck. Let's go in order of rank. I think Wraal first.
Okay, just a quick check. Varren, could you just tell me what your control and security is?
Control is 8, security is 5.
Right, okay, so 13, so it's the same as... Okay, fine, no problem. Right, in that case, this first Romulan with the gas mask on, I will take a minor action to aim.
Okay.
And then I will use 1 momentum to buy 1 extra dice. Here's down to 5. And I will shoot at that Romulan with a phaser.
Okay.
How far is the Romulan from us?
He's about 15 foot away, I'd say.
Oh, God.
That's close then.
He's not in reach, but he's
So
he will be.
So we need 2 successes for that. I've got 3 dice. And control 10, security 3, so 13s and less I need to hit him. Ooh, and we get a 13 and a 7 and a 16.
Okay.
Is meat beat, or does it not work like that in this game?
It's, meet and beat.
Okay.
Meat
Ooh.
beat, yes.
God, that was close as shit.
Sorry, how many successes was that?
And that's 2.
That is 2 successes. Okay. Roll your damage, and don't forget to include the extra for vicious.
Yes, of course. So that's 6 dice I'm rolling. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's see how much we score up. Oh, ho, 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 ho. I've got a 1 and a 2 and 2 6s. So I've scored 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 damage. Whap.
7 points of damage. Okay, and so Varren, you yank down this handle, the door slides open, and Wraal just whips his phaser up, takes careful aim, and zap, and the Romulan falls to the ground, stunned. We are round to the Romulan that stood in front of you, Bosh.
He's going to get shut right back in that Jeffrey's tube.
For what it is worth...
Well, it's just going to open it, get stunned, and fall right back inside.
You recognise the uniform and insignia of a sub-commander. The sub-commander...
To be clear...
Yep.
Sorry, are there only 3 or there's only 2 on our deck that we can see, and there's 2 down below that Bosh can see. One is unconscious and one is looking directly at him.
Yes, and the 2 on your deck are both unconscious.
Okay.
Yes. The sub-commander, Bosh, you do notice is not wearing a respirator.
But is unaffected.
Looks at you, glares, and moves to take cover behind a console, drawing her disruptor. Bosh, I would like you...
It's like that she looked, glared, and then hit.
Romulan.
To make
Hang on.
an insight and medicine check. Given the circumstances, I'm going to say difficulty 3.
I'm definitely going to buy a momentum, or can I buy 2?
If you buy more momentum, sorry, Steve. If you buy more momentum, it costs exponentially more momentum. But you can give Stu one threat to buy 1 more dice.
What you can do is spend 2 momentum to reduce the difficulty by 1 as well.
If it's okay with the group, I'm going to. It's a difficulty 3. I want to spend 2 momentum to reduce it down to 2, and then buy a momentum to roll 3 dice.
Okay.
It's okay with me. It's your turn.
Just so you're aware, before you finalise this, this is whether or not you notice a thing.
Yeah, it's insight, isn't it? That's the sort of like. Yeah.
Just so you're aware of kind of how important or unimportant it may or may not be.
So let's do that. So you've spent momentum to take it down to a difficulty 2,
Okay.
and you've bought an extra dice with another momentum.
Yeah. Cool.
So just check. Well, what's our momentum level, Stuart? Am I not 3?
We were at 6, we're now at 3.
You're now at 2
2.
because you spent 1 on something else, didn't you?
Yeah, Wraal spent 1. That's fine. It's your turn. I'm not worried.
I got a 16, a 15, and a 14.
Okay, maybe I should have been worried.
What?
And
You
it's
recognise that he's got ears.
and it's insight medicine.
Yeah.
Oof.
That was insight medicine?
Yeah.
15. So I do it too.
Wow, God, you really buried the lead there, you son of a bitch. God damn it.
With 2 successes, but
It's
it
like
being
just
that
crap
close,
my pants.
you notice something very strange about this Romulan as she turns to basically dive behind a console. You notice on the back of her neck, Romulans tend to wear their hair short, otherwise you wouldn't have seen this at all. On the back of her neck, you see what looks like kind of like a blue large thorn, which is very unusual for Romulans. It just doesn't happen. It's sort of right at the base of the skull, where the skull meets the neck.
Most Romulans don't have giant like thorns sticking out of their spinal cord.
It's maybe half an inch protuberance.
Okay.
Ooh.
Okay, that is
Does
the sub-commander.
that ring any bells? Or...
Yeah.
Of course it does to Wraal.
So next we are round to our CMO. What you gonna do?
You're doing it by rank, weren't they?
Yes, Chief Medical Officer is.
CMO. Gotcha.
Yeah.
You said something else. Chief Medical Officer, go. Pull that thorn out.
Don't do
Bosh?
He's thinking.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm going to take minor action to aim and then take a shot.
Okay. Let's see. 2 successes.
And I don't think I do get 2.
Control and security.
Control
Yeah, no. I get 1 success.
Okay. With 1 success. Especially where she's ducked behind a console, make it very, very difficult for you to hit. We are on to Varren.
Varren's going to move to the 2 unconscious Romulans, strip them of their weapons first thing, and slide them back to Wraal across the floor.
Okay, that will take up your entire action.
That's fine, as long as they're completely disarmed. That includes knives and disruptors.
Knuckle dusters, offensive pamphlets, anything else they've got.
That's fine. Only other good...
having stripped the Romulans, not stripped them, but stripped them of their weapons earlier.
Got weird.
You know where they keep their knives, and yes, you remove 1 knife and 1 disruptor from each Romulan.
Okay, can I yell something? I don't have to hear a response, but can I yell something?
Yes, you can, as you're doing this.
All right. I'm going to yell, Bosh, we're inside.
Ah.
Okay.
Because my thought process there is I don't know what's going on with Bosh. I don't know if he's in the tube and he hasn't come out yet. I don't know if he's waiting outside to come in. But I do know that we only heard 1 fucking thump. And I'm thinking there's more people that need to come up. And so if he is downstairs, there's more people alive downstairs. That's my assumption.
That's your reasoning. Okay, it's good reasoning.
All right, and then I will stay where I'm at, I guess.
Okay, Davok.
Okay, Davok is going to proceed into engineering to see if we have covered all the assailants.
Okay, so Davok, as you limp your way onto this upper deck, you can see there's certainly no assailants standing on the upper deck, and you can see down below. You can see Bosh and this sub-commander in a phaser fight. You can also see 1 Romulan slumped next to Bosh. And you think you might be able to see is that boots or is that actual people? Hard to tell from this angle, but you think there might be some more unconscious Romulans downstairs as well.
Can I get line of sight on this one that's going after Bosh?
Something like
that. So moving is your minor action. I will allow you to use your main action to create an extra minor action next time, as in aim.
Mm-hmm.
And get line of sight. Absolutely.
Okay.
So you'll get aim and an extra and a minor action next time.
Okay. Cool.
Fab. We are back round to Wraal.
Okay. I think we need to help out Bosh here and basically take down this this strange sub-commander. This little thing in the back of their neck.
You have not seen that.
Ed's seen this before. OOC.
But can you even see Bosh?
But at this point, I wouldn't have noticed that from here. From where I am, I wouldn't have noticed that.
No, you are aware of the sub-commander and Bosh.
But not the detail.
Definitely haven't seen what Bosh has seen. Bosh is the only one who is aware of that.
But Bosh is on a different floor than us, is he not?
Yes, but the update sort of runs a walkway around, basically.
So I'm like looking down.
I think I described that badly, but yeah, it's essentially it's a bit more than a walkway. It's more like a mezzanine, but it's sort of
got it. That makes a lot more sense.
I'll do some pictures afterwards, guys, because I'm doing it with the paper models, and it's looking really quite cool. helps me. Okay, so I'll if I having come in, if I move essentially up near Davok, and basically I'm intending to draw a bead on the Romulan sub-commander and have a shot at her myself.
Okay. Yes, you come in next to Davok. That would be your minor action. Is your next action just to take the shot?
Let's see. That is a. I've done my.
You wouldn't be able to aim or add vicious or anything like that. You would just literally just be taking the shot.
Yeah. Unless because you can add with momentum, you can add extra minor actions, but I don't want to burn that on. That really, I'm fairly happy. We'll just take a shot, I think, from here.
Okay.
If anything, it keeps her pinned down.
Take your shot.
Okay, so I'm needing still difficulty 2.
Yep.
Okay, so I
Control
need
and security
13s and under, and I've got a 12 and a 19. So only one.
So only one success, unfortunately. Yeah, again, where she's behind this console is sort of you managed to zap the side of the console, which has certainly got her attention.
Oh, good. Giving her more stuff to shoot at.
Davok raises an eyebrow.
We are back around to the sub-commander. Yes, here we go. The sub-commander is going to use an action. What's she gonna do?
Shape shift into a demon.
Yes, she is going to draw a line of sight on you, Bosh. As the closest person.
Goodness, he can heal himself.
With 2 successes, she gets 6. So rolling 9d6 here.
Oh no!
Now.
So you'll be glad to hear she rolled absolutely shit.
Good.
So we have no, that's not there. That's there. Right. 2, 4. Take off 5 stress, please, Bosh.
Ouch.
Okay.
That is the sub-commander. So taking this blast from a disruptor to the shoulder, Bosh, we are round to you.
Ow.
That's your minor action?
Yeah, I'm going to aim and fire again. Obviously, it's still set vicious.
Okay, you well, no. To maintain vicious, you would need to use your minor action. So
okay, then that's it. I'm just going to aim and fire.
Okay, so you're using aim. Actually, I ought to remind myself what aim does, which is really bad.
I can tell you because I have it here.
Is this our version of condition corner?
Yes. So aim. The character may re-roll a single d20 made on an attack during this turn.
Excellent.
Brilliant. So that's 2 successes, because that was a success and a failure until Davok reminded us of how this game is actually played.
How to aim our lasers rather than just spaffing them around the walls.
I think that's the first rules advice I've ever given.
Excellent. So you get 3d6 plus however much your security score is.
And then we'll go back to Davok describes.
What's your security, Bosh?
My security is a 3.
Because that's six challenge dice then, so 66, yeah.
66. Okay. A 1, 2 2s, a 3, and 2 6s.
5, 6, 7 stress. Okay, so you take a you line up squarely for the part of the sub-commander that you can see, and you manage to fire off a shot square in her chest, causing what you would imagine to be a perfect stun shot. But with immense resilience, she shakes it off and continues fighting. From a reaction like that, it's very clear you are not dealing with a regular Romulan sub-commander.
Does the thorn that I've seen trigger any medical memory?
You can give me another reason and medicine roll, please.
Is it 2 dice?
Make the roll and we'll see what you roll.
1 dice or 2?
2 dice.
1 success.
What was it? What was that?
A 7.
With a 7, 7's a pretty good success. You seem to recall something about some sort of parasites. It was a long time ago, though.
Okay.
But it's kind of the way the sub-commanders sort of shrugged this off. That's kind of jolted your memory a bit. Yeah, there was some. Oh God, it was ages ago, like years and years ago now. Before your time in Starfleet. But there was something you remember. There was a class about it at Starfleet Academy.
Right.
Funny you could remember.
Yeah.
I think that from our position, myself and Davok have seen that square, stunning hit, which it just shrugged off.
Yes, that is absolutely fair to say. You would have noticed that and been quite surprised that the sub-commander didn't drop. Varren, however, you didn't, because you were busy with these 2 Romulans that you're just finishing up with. We are round to you.
I'm sorry, who? Me?
You.
I'm sorry. Shit. Okay. Am I close enough to where I can get to the railing and fire?
It will be a move action to get into a position where you can get a line of sight on the sub-commander. But absolutely you can.
And that would take up my minor action, right?
Yes, it would.
You only get a move or a minor.
Yes, that's it.
Here's a ridiculous question. Can I get on the same level as them? Can I move over the railing and drop to the floor?
You need to watch a lot of Star Trek to get on our level.
Oh, shit.
Burn. So
I don't like Bosh being the only one that
burn.
So plasma burn. Anyway, you can use your main action to get down closer to the sub-commander on the same level.
Yeah, let's do that. Now, that's my full? It's my move and my main action, or is it just my move, or is it just my main action?
No, you can do it with your move action. That's fine. If you want to do it jumping over the railings, that's also fine. Will require rolls.
You're fucking right. I'm going over the railings. Are you kidding me? You're not going to tempt me with that shit.
This is a 10-foot drop.
I'm aware.
You could.
My fitness is pretty high. My fitness is pretty high.
Okay.
All you need to do is step over those railings like Riker steps over a chair. You'll be fine.
Give me a fitness and security roll then, please. Difficulty 2.
Fitness and security? Oh, okay. That's pretty good. How much? What are we sitting on momentum-wise, guys?
2, I think.
You have 2 left.
Yeah. Do you want an extra dice for that?
Yeah, I mean, this is to make sure that she has somebody else to shoot at.
Yeah, and to land softly at the other end. I mean, if you want an extra dice with giving Stu 1 threat, then
I'll give
build
Stu
momentum.
Can we assist by helping you over the railing?
Don't you touch me. I'm going to give him a threat.
Okay, this is not really going over the railing. This is that's the issue. It's the landing without breaking his neck.
I'm aware. That's okay.
Difficult.
So if I can't land a 10-foot fall
this, I'm afraid.
without breaking my neck, I should not be in Starfleet. All right. All right, so that's a 3 and a 15 and a 12.
That sounds good.
Against what?
Against a 17.
Okay, you get yourself a momentum back
Nice.
with that. And yes, you land. You do the superhero landing.
Cat-like, you
with
did.
one knee
Cat-like.
and a fist on the floor. That's your minor action.
Okay, so that was my move and my minor, or
No, that was your minor action.
Just the minus.
You have your major action.
I'm just gonna. In which case, I'm gonna shoot her.
Okay, give me your control and security.
Control it's gonna be a 13.
I'm going to spend some threat to make this a difficulty 3. Because of what you've just done with the landing. You know, I mean, that's going to jolt anybody.
Would any of that... Yeah, he actually made a good point in the chat. Would any of that have worked as a focus for infiltration?
Not for infiltration, no.
Okay.
Infiltration's more sneaky.
Yeah, that was a little bit more superhero. Really.
It's kind of parkour.
It was more showing off.
I'm okay with any of that.
It was absolutely,
a fancy.
it was fantastic as well. I want to see.
What are you spinning a threat to do?
To make it a difficulty 3.
Just made it more difficult. Do you want to spend a momentum to give yourself an extra dice? So you're throwing 3 against it because you'll need 3 successes.
Actually, I mean, I would have to have 3 successes, or one of. I'll just take the shot. I'm going to leave the momentum we have.
You sure?
I'm going to hope for. Yeah, I'm just going to hope. That's what I'm hoping.
You might roll a 1. You never know.
Didn't roll a 1. That's 1 success and 1 failure.
Okay. As you pull up your phaser to fire, you're just a little bit disorientated from the fall, as stylishly as you manage to do it, and your aim goes wide. Davok.
To be fair, Operation Meat Shield was still a success.
Absolutely.
Yes. Okay, Davok has taken aim, so he is going to fire a shot.
Okay. Are you using your minor action? Because you get the aim from the last go. I know that's not really a mechanic in the game, but
okay.
sod it, I'm allowing it. So you're using a minor action to do an effect as well?
Well, I'm going to shoot her first.
you need to state if you're going to apply something like vicious, you need to state it before you.
Oh, is that a minor action? In that case, yes, I will do that.
Vicious. Okay.
Just for the extra damage.
Difficulty 2.
Okay, I am going to take a momentum for that.
Yep. So add a dice. Please do.
Okay.
Down to 1 momentum.
So what was the
Difficulty 2. It's against your control and security.
Okay, I've got so I've got to beat 12. I have a 16 and a 6, so 1 success. Last dice. 11.
Yeah, 2 successes.
2 successes. So roll your damage. It's 3d6 plus. What's your security?
2.
2, so 5d6.
Okay. And what does the vicious do?
If you roll a 6, you
5
get,
sixes.
5 or 6, sorry, you get 1 extra damage.
Okay. I rolled a 1, a 3, a 4, a 5, and a 6.
5.
Okay, that's 5 points of damage. Yeah, again, she doesn't quite seem to be as badly affected as you would have expected. It's hard to say why.
Oh, just to check, with that aim, so I could have re-rolled the dice that I didn't get a success on, is that right?
Yes, you could. If you want to do that now, that's fine.
Oh, it's
See if
okay,
you
we've
get
gone
a
past
momentum
it,
back.
but
No,
okay.
do it now, see if you get the momentum back.
Reroll the dice, Davok.
you should have let me not roll that, because I rolled a 20.
No, reroll the dice, Davok.
I did say it was fine.
You did, so I'm not going to apply the complication on this occasion. Absolutely. No, that's a good round though. Definitely, she's starting to look a little shaky on her feet. It does now. We've been through everyone, and everyone sort of had a. Most of you have managed to hit her. You do think that actually upping the stakes with your phasers might do rather more damage. Might be better at bringing it down. Stun seems somewhat ineffective. Not
That's
completely
up to the commander.
ineffective, just not very effective.
That's up to the commander.
It is. Who we are back round to.
Right. Having seen that she's taking these hits, can I set my phaser and shout to her to set to actually check that one, intense, which is one of the settings that the phasers have, which is like more. I think it's designed to be like more. It's like more generically, like specifically against.
Parasites?
Can we have a quick check on that with a word from our sponsor?
Do you know what? That's a very good idea. We have gone a little bit over our time for our sponsor. So yeah, we'll double check that, and we'll come back to Eelin's Go in 6 minutes' time. Don't go anywhere in the meantime. Bye. And we are back from our sponsors, our bio breaks. Yeah, so we've gone a little bit. Actually, I should have asked you all this offer because I know where a good place to stop would be. How would everyone feel about running just a little bit longer than we normally do?
Yeah, I can.
I'm good.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
Dude,
good
I'm
to
in
know.
for 4-hour versions of these games, but that's me.
You and me both. Fantastic. So just before our break, we were round to Commander Wraal.
Right. Now we can sort of stand here and like blast away at this Romulan sub commander all day. we seem to be doing some damage, but not taking her down. So I'm wondering if let me see if there's some cool stuff we can do in game that might help. Not particularly. So I was thinking maybe that one option commanding officers have is direct, which basically says that in my turn I can nominate a single other character present who can immediately attempt a single task assisted by the commanding officer. So you get like one die assisting in with me. So I could, for example, shout down and say, Varren, phasers together, in game we fire together, but I'm assisting you, so we hit it's still essentially out one shot, but narratively that's what we're doing.
I understand. I mean, with assist, an important element, and to me this is a very important element, just so you're aware, is telling me how you are assisting.
Yeah, well, essentially I'll be shooting.
In that case, shooting with, that's fine. That's. Yeah.
Have you made the call yet, Commander? Because otherwise we're just shooting ineffective.
Yes. Well, so for minor, I would actually suggest that for minor tasks, I'm going to shout as I do, set phasers to, what was it? Penetrating? Piercing. That's it. Set phasers to piercing, which is going to basically increase the potency. And shout out something along the lines of, phasers to kill, Mr. Varren, on my mark, and aim. Well, I'm aiming, but I'm not aiming.
Okay. Well, you will see Varren does not have a phaser in his hand at this point.
Okay, well, we'll come on to that. But that, you know what, calling out those orders is, I'm calling a free action. Because you can be saying that while you're doing something else.
Stuff is happening. Fantastic.
What would you like to do as a minor action?
Well, my minor would be to prepare, which is basically to set my phaser to piercing.
Okay. And your main action?
My main action would be to direct, which is to basically make Varren take a shot at the Romulan sub-commander with me assisting.
Okay, so that will bring Varren's go forward on this go.
Mm-hmm.
So,
oh, that's interesting. You can force me to take a turn.
Basically, I'm making you take my turn, and I'm helping you.
And that's a commander thing.
Yeah, it's for whoever's leading the party
I very much enjoy that mechanic. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I was having a read of the book the other day.
I need to buy this book. It's almost like I should have the rules to what we're playing.
So
that was one of those. Oh, that's a cool thing. I'm just going to be honest. This is a good moment to try it. We're learning.
Yeah, let's do it.
This is issuing instructions, however, not mind control, so you have complete freedom of action here, Varren. What would you like to do as a minor action?
Swap to the disruptor. Is that a minor action? That would be preparing, I assume.
Yes, I would say swap into the disruptor would be a minor action. You wouldn't be able to set any effects on it.
No, but the initial. Correct me if I'm wrong. The initial hit of a disruptor is probably. It doesn't have a stun setting.
It does not have a stun setting. Nope, that's...
So it's effectively the same as swapping my phaser to piercing, correct?
Well, it has a different effect. It does far more damage, the disruptor.
Sounds perfect to me. Sounds wonderful.
Okay, so I get some threat because you're going lethal, Varren. I get some threat because you're going lethal, Wraal. All my threat. I have all the threat, my goodness. Okay, so, and is the intention to shoot the sub-commander with your main action?
I want to be clear, I'm shooting the Romulan commander.
Yes. Sub-commander.
Everybody needs to hear that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I just want to make that shit clear. In which case, yes. Is this a difficulty 2?
I am making this a difficulty 3 because the Romulan has just heard you shouting this, and of course they have universal translators as well, and she is burying herself.
Damn, we didn't think of that.
Cover.
Do we have any momentum, or do I get an assist from that?
You get your assist, but you have 1 momentum left.
What do you think, Wraal?
Yeah, chuck it in. So you're rolling 3 dice. I'm rolling 1 because I'm assisting.
Let's do it. Okay, here we go.
Control and security for me. Whap.
Oh,
6.
hell yeah. That's a 3, a 5, and a 12.
Okay, so that is 4 successes then.
Nice.
Okay, you get 1 of your momentum back.
Okay, so it's like a free shot.
Roll your damage then.
Which
it
is
6 dice for the disruptor.
Plus your security.
Oh, Jesus. Which I believe is 5. So I'm rolling 11.
11d6.
Okay, I don't have that many dice, so I'm just gonna roll this in. We'll go 11.
They can work in shifts.
Roll 6 and then roll 5.
I don't have that many dice. I'm just rolling. Okay.
4.
Roll
so what is the scoring again?
1 is 1 point of damage. 2 is 2 points of damage. 3 and 4 is 0. 5 and 6 is 1 point of damage plus any effects which you don't have at the moment.
Okay, so that would be 8 damage.
8 damage, which I am again going to spend some threat to reduce down. She really does take a nasty hit from that, but she is just up and fighting still.
Okay.
With that disruptor, did you have? Does it have any anything like vicious built into it?
I don't know. So my problem with our character sheets is they get they're PDFs and I can't modify them when they get printed out. So I don't know how to like save it as it. So he gave me the phaser and I don't know how to actually write that shit down.
It's fine.
It lost it.
With the disruptor, there is one effect which is vicious, but you do still have to add it.
Okay. Well, I don't think I got a minor action.
Well, if it's built in, like for example, for our phasers, the skill is actually charge, which means that you need to take the minor action to set it. But something like a disruptor, the vicious is built in; it's always there, so it just hits viciously. So any 5s and 6s are additional.
In which case, that would have been 3 additional damage to the 8, so it would have been 11 damage total.
I'm going to be honest, that's not how I've read it. Because you still need to do your minor action might be to take cover or to move from one area to another, or it can be to apply the vicious.
That's fine.
Yeah, I'm going to say I'll check on that. I will check on that after.
No, it's fine. 8 damage was perfect for me.
It's a separate action.
Cool.
Not
I don't care.
automatic.
I don't know what I'm doing here. I roll the dice and do whatever Commander Wraal tells me.
That's cool. I mean, it's a good point, and I will check if disruptors are automatically vicious, but I'm going to say no for now.
That seems particularly mean if they are, but I'm all about it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that'll be my, and then it goes to I guess her turn now.
It does, and after that nasty hit, she is going to swing her disruptor round at you.
It's about fucking time. That's the whole point.
Leap and
leap.
After I snap my ankle.
She is going to apply vicious, so she's going to use her mind for that.
It turns into a door.
So that is.
Can't turn her into a door with anything, can we?
Oh shit! And as she fires, A beam just starts to come, but then the whole gun sort of stutters and fails on her.
She get a
as it
misfire?
sparks and jams. I
rolled a
rolled a
20?
19 and a 20.
Ooh. Wow.
Lucky.
And you hear
this
some
is-
more Romulan swear words.
Do you know any Romulan swear words?
No.
Only a Wraal would
Should've
use such
looked up.
language.
Does anyone in chat know any Romulan swear words?
Yeah, that would be an excellent one.
Yeah, it's very maths.
Oh, and thank you, Says. That's very kind. So we are round then to our Chief Medical Officer, Bosh.
Has she turned away from me?
She's still behind the console, but she's sort of side on, I'd say, mostly side on. Not quite.
Run
If
up
you
and punch her like
can
you
you
did
see
Eric.
this thing on the back of her neck, you'd have to move slightly to see it properly.
Yeah, so I want to move round so I get a clear shot at the horn, the
Okay.
blue bit, and then I want to take aim with my minor action and shoot it directly at that bit.
Okay, this is going to be especially difficult because she is behind cover and this is a very small area that you're aiming for. However, you can do that on a difficulty 3.
Take the momentum and
Yeah.
give threat.
Yeah.
You have 1 momentum left. Or
Good.
yes, you can give me threat.
Yeah, and give
But
me
you can
threat
do
as well.
both
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
you
will
do
do
both.
both.
and
Both.
take 4 dice.
And 4 dice, yes.
Okay.
You can never roll more than 5 anyway, but yeah, stack it up to 4.
I mean, if I can assist, I'll do that instead of giving you threat, but I don't know if that would actually help.
I think you can assist in your turn. As basically, you basically say, "I'm going to assist in your go."
Oh,
The advantage I had of direct for a commander is that I basically get to assist you and make you go now.
okay. Because you're the commander.
Yeah.
To be fair, that's like one of the only commander things that you've done that I've agreed with.
Because I'm here to make friends.
Just so I'm aware, is this a kill setting or a stun setting?
Did you hear what I shouted before?
I didn't, so it's a stun setting.
Okay.
Ooh.
Oh.
You've been telling me with those huge fucking ears.
You
Oh, yeah.
would have heard. I mean, the command was directed at Varren. To be
To
honest.
be fair, you could also just be lying and we
You
wouldn't
would have
know.
heard it.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I would have heard it. Okay.
I mean, you're your own man.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yep. So, with 4 dice, I got 3 successes
Oh, shit.
and a 20.
Oh.
Oh.
And a 20.
So does that negate its success?
No, it just makes it complicated.
So you do manage to get a strike perfectly. A
But it
brilliant
severs her
bit of
head.
aiming from Bosh here. It doesn't seem to have any effect though.
Ooh. That's a major complication, I would say.
So
Is the horn still there?
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, only Bosh can see. Only Bosh is aware of
Yeah,
it.
no, that was out of game. That's
No, that's,
I have no idea about this
Yeah.
thing.
Can I shout anything?
Yes, you can absolutely shout something as a free action.
You need a rule of acquisition.
If you start
You
calling
haven't
a
done
horny,
with this whole thing.
I haven't done one today actually. Yeah. I was
I was
actually.
just starting to like you.
I'm not. I actually have a list of Romulan swear words. I just don't know if I can pronounce them. Yeah, I'm going to rack my brains and point out, like, shout that there's something protruding from the back of her head. It's bugging me, and this is a yes. She screams "Ward," as Cesar B says in chat, which is bastard. Not literally, but essentially.
Okay.
I love that we're doing this on Twitch, and there's people that can answer the really important questions I have, like, does anyone know any fucking Romulan swear words?
Yeah, I'm gonna point it out, especially to Varren and Davok, who are at a better angle.
You're gonna point out her cuss word, or the fact that she has
Both.
got it.
And and you go all Sean Bean on her and go, bastard.
Bastard.
Yes. In Romulan. Love it. Loving it.
I'm going to take an extra action to run up and chin her.
To be fair, you wouldn't need to pronounce it because we would just know what she said.
Yeah.
We'd later find that Bosh has got a Sheffield United cover on his phaser.
Hell yeah! This is fucking.
And it's brilliant because we all know what happens to Sean Bean in pretty much everything. Moving on then. It's we've had Elise go, so Davok.
Right. So Davok is peering over the balcony, seeing all of this unfold, and then realise that obviously Varren's down there, Vraal's next to me, and he wants to turn around and find out where Derek is.
Okay. Yes, you turn around and. Derek is just in the corner. He has come in onto this room, this area, but he is curled up into a corner, sobbing his heart out.
Just like his fucking brother.
Runs in the family.
He's in one of these emotional states that, as a Vulcan, you've probably heard about.
Yes. So Davok, seeing that, realizes that Derek's not a threat there, so he's going to turn around and aim and see if he can shoot at this neck. I doubt he can see anything from this far away, though.
It's going to be an impossible shot.
You're aiming so from where you are, the neck is not exposed to you.
Okay, I'll just shoot.
Okay, are you taking any minor actions to apply any effects?
I will aim.
And are you on kill or stun?
Stun still.
You are on stun, so you take an aim. Okay, give me your difficulty to control and security rolls.
Debate a direct order.
Writing it all down. Don't worry, Mr. Varren. Writing it all down. Notes on pad.
I got 1 success.
With 1 success, no, you just managed to singe the deck plate by her foot. We are back around to Commander Wraal.
Now, shall we do another direct?
Let's do it.
Hang on. I don't. Oh no! I believe I can only direct once per scene. I think that's like a special. That's a special one. So, in that case, minor action. I'm going to do. Right, we're going to minor action set to piercing again.
Okay, on kill or stun? Just so
on. Oh yeah, this is making a lethal attack.
Okay, I get the threat. Thank you.
And 2 successes.
You need. Yeah, 2 successes. It was only the 3 for Bosh because he was aiming for a very small area.
Yeah, and we're sort of up on the mezzanine as well, shooting down. And a 5 and a 7.
5 and a 7, 2 successes. Give me your damage roll. And this is with piercing, which piercing, of course, we know helps reduce damage. Helps to combat against resistance from armor.
I've rolled 4 6s, a 1 and a 2.
Damn.
Okay.
4, 5, 6,
4
7,
sixes.
10, 11 damage.
A 1 and a 2.
Commander showing us how it's
Oh, beg your
done.
pardon. So it's 1, 2, 3,
7 damage.
4, 5, 6, 7 damage. Yeah, and Bosh reduced by 1, 2, 3. Reduce the resistance by 4.
7 damage. You fire your phaser into her, and she staggers for a moment. And actually, you can probably tell. Actually, the piercing probably didn't do anything anyway. But she's not wearing armor, so. And you certainly haven't seen any force shields. However, she staggers for a moment and then collapses to the floor. As soon as she does so, and you're all watching this, out of her mouth, a small purple creature runs out and hides under the console.
Yeah, I'm not getting that.
Upstairs.
It has climbed out of her mouth. Ew!
Mm.
Darren is racking his mind to realize, like, I didn't do so hot in the medical field, but I'm almost positive that that is not part of Romulan physiology.
Yeah, I don't remember Romulans having. There's only one species I know that has other living things inside them, and I'm one of them.
So Davok's just going to turn around, shut engineering door, and head off.
Going back to the turbo lift.
Back to the turbo lift.
Bye, guys.
Back to the
Davok
van.
leaves.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to keep us in rounds, though, for the time being. So yeah, this creature has effectively had its go. It is in deep cover. Commander Bosh, you've just seen this.
And Bosh is going to scream and jump on top of a console.
Yeah, pretty much.
Gosh it.
Yeah.
I
Unless
will
they're,
remind you do have a tricorder about your person.
Yes, I was just thinking. Actually, bugs, especially beetle snuff, is a particular delicacy.
It does not look very appetising.
Even for a Ferengi.
Even for a Ferengi.
How close do I have to be to get a reading?
Oh, you could probably scan from here. I mean, it's only about 12 foot away.
That's fine. I'm not getting any closer.
No.
And yeah, I will take a tricorder reading.
Okay. Give me a reason and either medicine
because I
or
want
science. Difficulty 1.
My starting to realize all these conversations that we've had about Discord where Stu has been like, I don't really want to tell you what to do, but there might be another reason they're attacking you. And it's like, nah, just assholes.
A reason and a
either medicine or science, your choice.
Always medicine.
Difficulty 1.
That is a success with a 4.
Okay. Is it just the one success?
Just the one success. The other one was an 18.
Okay.
Could have been worse.
Tickling the dragon's tail with the high team here, Commander.
Yeah.
So your screen flashes on the tricorder, and according to your readings, it has found a match in the database. This creature is the same species of neural parasite that attempted to infiltrate Starfleet Command about 16 years ago.
That was why you asked that question earlier?
It all comes together. I'm going to say that scanning is your main action. If you want to do something with a minor action, I know we'd normally do that first.
Does it tell you how to kill it? I don't know what a tricorder actually shows you.
No, it's matched in the database. This is the species. Further information would be available by spending momentum, but you don't have any at the moment.
Minor action of shouting that out and trying desperately to lip read, but failing miserably.
Are you? So I'm going to ask Matt rather than Bosh. Are you familiar with the episode to which this pertains? Right.
Yes.
So so you were almost there with your recalling knowledge earlier. This has now put the pieces together. Whatever you remember is what Bosh remembers.
Gotcha. Okay.
You want to share with the whole class?
Yeah.
And yes, calling it out will be actually if you're going to make a lengthy speech about that will be your minor action.
I'm going to shout.
What it was.
I'm going to shout out. There's another one. This is just a minion. There's a queen somewhere.
Oh yes, good point. Yeah, so you shout that there's a neural parasite.
Yeah.
Certainly, I think anyone of sufficient rank would have heard about this and gone, oh yes. Which also explains the extreme.
So all of us would know about this, right? Like we would have learned about this in Starfleet. We just didn't see the horn until when this happened, and Bosh has a memory and then tells us, would we have an understanding?
It was probably half of one lecture from when you were at the academy, so it would have been included as like, you know, Starfleet History 101 or whatever. But literally half of one lecture would have covered this. Whether you as an individual remember it or not is entirely up to you.
Yeah, I think with sort of, as commander rank, I would have remembered this or be privy to that sort of information.
Would I understand what he means when he means? There's another one. You know what? I'll just make a 50-50 roll whether or not I actually understood it. 1 to 3 is no, and then 4, 5, or 6 is yes.
Okay.
Oh, that was off the table. 4. So yes, I know what he's talking about. So can you kindly explain to me what the hell he's talking about?
Okay, so
explain to Usher what it is.
16 years previously, there was an attempt to infiltrate Starfleet Command by these neural parasites. They managed to take control of the minds and bodies of a number of senior Starfleet officials until the Enterprise, under the command of Picard, got wind of it and managed to stop them. Now, the way they managed to stop them was by locating basically the Queen and killing the Queen, which was not very easy. It took both Picard and Riker sustained phaser blasts to do so, but killing the Queen sort of shut down all the minions, as Bosh put it.
Okay, my question is twofold. A, did the Queen have to be in close proximity for them to effectively run, or could the Queen be on the ship that left? And then B, does the Queen look like any other human as well? Should we check the backs of everyone's fucking deck that we have?
I could say that the Queen was infiltrating a Starfleet officer. So it had taken control of a Starfleet officer.
Okay, so that answer is...
Although it was a much larger creature, it has still taken over. As for range, that one's a bit more tricky. Give me...
Well, because, science and history are my specialties.
Reason and security roll. I'll let it be, security.
Ooh, okay, so I need a 13.
A 13...
How many successes? Well, it doesn't matter. I got 2. So
yeah, I'm just really after what your rolls are at this, so I can.
So 6 and a 7.
6 and a 7. Okay, fantastic. Yeah, you do recall this because it grossed you out. You remember in the lecture, and yes, you remember that there were Starfleet captains under control of these beasts, which would have been light years away from the mother.
Okay.
Necessarily that close.
Yeah, so there may not be a queen right here, but we definitely had a much bigger issue at hand than what we originally thought.
Mm-hmm. The plot has definitely thickened.
And actually, with that really good roll, the other thing that you remember from that lecture is that although Picard and Riker did manage to stop this, it wasn't. It was after these creatures managed to send off a homing signal.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. Oh, so I see what you did there. If it took that long, if it took 16 years for a homing signal to come back, God, these bitches were far away.
Yeah. I'm going to remind you, you're still in rounds. That was
okay.
Effectively Bosh's go. But we've kind of digressed. With that kind of reveal of information, stuff would have come flooding back to you, so I'm happy to do that. But we are round to Commander Varren. What you going to do?
As a free action, I'm going to say check everyone's neck. Make sure we don't have more of these things. And then Varren is going to, however best to take aim at this bitch as a minor action, even if I have to like lay down on the floor underneath this thing.
It's disappeared under the console, so you would need to move in order to get sight of where you think it might be.
Okay.
Is that the plan?
I guess so. It's just like, well, you know what? No, I like my backup character. I'm pretty happy with the backup character and how I'm in it. Yeah, sure. I'm going to get close to this thing.
Oh, you want to get close? Right, because you can move and still keep at range. You just, if you imagine like a desk,
whatever I need to do, I don't.
With sides.
Well, then I just want to shoot it. I don't know.
Okay.
Whatever
Yeah,
the best way it is to shoot it.
Use your minor action to move into a position where you believe you might get line of sight on it.
Okay. In which case, I'll do that.
Okay, you do so. You can pretty much see it. It appears to be using the sub-commander's body for cover.
Well, then I'll just blast the shit out of the sub-commander as well as that thing.
Okay, it's behind the sub-commander, so hitting the sub-commander won't damage it.
Okay, well then, can I move to the other side of the... I mean, I was only 10 feet away in the first place. Can I just, like, step over the body and shoot it?
Well, stepping over the body would put you right up next to it, sort of in reach of it.
Well, the good news is it's my fucking turn, so I just step over it and just... I mean, I'm assuming I can just put the disruptor to its skin and pull the trigger. Like, it's tiny, right? Like...
It's small, but also fast. The way it moved out the mouth and scuttled under the console, it is quite fast.
Well, then... Commander, whatever the easiest way for me, I mean, can I step on it? Like I just want to kill it. I don't know what the in-game way to do it is.
Yeah, with this particular species, but I have no problem with lethal forcing.
Just to be clear, when I say it's using the commander for cover, that doesn't make it impossible for you to hit. It just means that
I understand, but
it's harder to hit.
I don't want it to be hard to hit. I want to step over the commander to where it's a difficulty 0 to stick my pistol to it and pull the trigger.
Difficulty 0 is not something you would be able to achieve.
Or difficulty 1.
Yeah, it's not going to happen. It is going to be difficulty 2 to hit. Even if if you're at close range, it becomes more difficult to hit with a phaser or a disruptor.
All right, you know what? I'm just going to run over to it and step on it. It's probably a lot easier for me to do it with my boot.
You can absolutely do that. So you're going to make an unarmed attack, which is it's daring, isn't it? Daring and security.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's a 16. So
okay, difficulty 2 again because it is quite scurry.
Well, that's a 16 and a 13.
Okay, with 2 successes, yeah, you. I'm not even going to get you to roll damage on it because this thing is pretty fragile.
Okay.
You
That's
have
what I
a yellow ichor stain on the
Lovely.
bottom of your boot.
And then I'm gonna lift up
More
my shoe
uniform
and
infractions.
lift up my shoe and hobble towards Bosh and say, "Scrape it off! Scrape it off!"
Okay, I'm going to bring us out of rounds.
Right, excellent. Well done, everybody. I think, as we sort of out of rounds, I think this will be the point at which we probably check the bodies of the Romulans, and if Bosh has indicated neural parasites are the problem here, or we've seen at least one, and we've seen the effect it's had, we'll just go and check all the bodies, just to check the back of the neck.
Also,
if any of these Romulans have got any
we need to incapacitate all the bodies, like to where they cannot move.
I'm also going to point out that the bodies were knocked out apart from the sub-commander. So just if that makes it easier to work out about parasites.
That's probably the only one that had the parasite in them. It does give them like massively more resilience and strength.
I do. I also want to subtly check Commander Wraal, because as we were all separated, I don't trust any of them at all. And so I want to check.
Do you know what? As you're all doing your little bits and pieces, excuse me, as Commander Wraal turns around, you see no sign of anything sticking out of his neck.
And you all thought I was the villain.
And then, in which case, I will again just surreptitiously, I will check Varren, then Davok, then Brummy.
Varren, you see nothing on his neck. Davok, interestingly, you see nothing on his neck. For Derek is huddled into a corner. He has his back not only to the wall, but right into the corner. So you're going to struggle to do it surreptitiously, unless you tell me specifically how you would like to do that.
I want to go and just... Derek, are you okay?
Would a tricorder work? Would it pull up 2 life forms if you use a tricorder?
Yeah.
I think bedside manner is needed there.
Yeah.
It looks like he's just had multiple PTSD.
Yeah, Derek, you okay?
He is sobbing his heart out. He's definitely in some sort of emotional distress.
Okay, I want to take out the tricorder, but I also want to take out a hyper spray in the other hand, subtly, and just scan. If there's any, I don't think you've been hit, and I'm going to scan. And does something come up?
So what you see and this is difficulty 0, so I'm going to waive any rolls on it. You can tell he is his stress levels are through the roof. His anxiety levels are through the roof. He appears to be having what the humans call a panic attack. But you don't see any parasites or anything like that.
Okay, I'm going to give him a sedative, as strong as I've got in the hyperspray.
The strongest you have.
We're going to have to carry him out of here.
Is that how strong you want to go?
Give him a... Oh.
Just give him something. Just give him a cup of tea and a biscuit at level. That's not.
I mean, you're
not him flat.
Stop that whining, Bosh.
You do know from your medical training that you don't really need to knock him out. Just a mild sedative will.
Yeah, I'll
You are the creepiest doctor I've ever met.
Yes. Now I knock you out so I can steal your boots. Who am I?
They are very shiny boots.
But you tell me.
I'm gonna give him a sedative, chill him out.
Okay. You give him the sedative, and very quickly he starts pulling himself together and starts to look a bit abashed and thanks you and says, "I'm sorry. I just it brought it all back. Watching all my crew members and my friends getting killed by those Romulans. It was just too much for me. I'm sorry, Commander."
Well, that's all right, Derek. Let's get you all back to the Livingston in one piece, and you're safe now.
Derek. It's the first time that I've actually called him Derek. It's like, Derek, you know what might help get your mind off of it? If you want to give us some assist on the computers in here, we could really help getting everything back online so we can get out of here. Meanwhile, I'm going to take Davok and Bosh and try and... Well, actually, Davok needs to go with him.
While all this has been going on, Davok has gone to do that.
Yeah, I just want to tie these people up before we don't do that, and then they still try to attack us, because especially if they're under influence or something like that, they're going to wake up.
I mean, if we can get the computers back on, we can do a direct beam to...
I'm not taking that chance again. Varren is going to tie everyone up by himself. Jesus Christ.
Okay. In that case, I think we can issue a set of simple instructions and plans. Mr. Varren, secure all the prisoners. Mr. Davok, will you help Derek? Or Derek, would you help our Mr. Davok regain access to the computers, please? And thank you, Doctor. Just make certain that Derek's okay, will you?
Okay, and yes, Varren, I'm hand waving any rolls on this. Yes, you can just definitely. I mean, they're going to be knocked out for a long time, so
I just don't trust it.
Tying them up, and you can even put them in a secure part of engineering behind a force field, if you wish.
Tied up, and gagged, and stripped of all their weapons, and
I don't think we need to put them in a force field and just pile them on top of each other.
I'm going to go. Medical containment just in case.
Yeah.
Okay, that's absolutely fine. Davok, accessing the computers is really simple and straightforward from engineering, and we're working with Derek. He does say now, I've been studying these engines, and I think that the localized subspace interference was caused by an imbalance in the warp field. Now, I reckon that generating a stable warp field should correct the subspace interference.
Oh shit!
Which will allow us to communicate with the ship and beam back if necessary. I don't think these warp engines have had it. They've had it though. I mean, it obviously doesn't work because the problem's here. But should we get a stable warp field?
As long as I don't have to go into the warp core, that's fine.
I was gonna say, it was like, we can generate a stable warp field. Commander Davok, or Lieutenant Commander Davok, if you want to go into the warp core and just...
This is literally Davok's least favourite room on the ship.
Mm-hmm. He's, I mean, his face is still sort of smeared with tears, and he's like still shaking a bit, and he's, but he does smile a little bit at that. So, no. All it needs, we need to do 4 things. We've got to align the injector ports, power up the engine core, prime the antimatter injectors, and then stabilise the warp field. I reckon that should just about do it.
All right.
But it needs to be done in that order. That's very important.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you've taken notes.
I can repeat it for you if you like.
Inject pad.
So what are your orders, Commander?
Derek, basically make that happen. Do you need us to assist you in any way, or can you do it? Can you do those yourself?
That would be very. I mean, I'm only an ensign. I've studied the manuals, but I've never really done it. If there's anyone, has anyone got any extensive engineering training?
No, the chief engineer is still on board the ship, apart from Mr. Varren does have some engineering.
I do.
Know-how.
Computers and warp cores are my thing.
Right, well, powering
the
engine core would be...
If you have warp cores, then that would be yours. My focuses are starship engineering, shield systems, and things like that. But yeah, I don't know that would do well on a warp core.
For the warp core, he does say that the final 2 steps, priming the matter-antimatter injectors and stabilising the warp field, that would come in very, very useful. But for engineering, he's... Would you like Derek to lead the task or Varren to lead the task? Either way, Derek will assist.
For engineering, I can do engineering, but I don't have a focus in it.
So what's Davok's engineering skill level?
Yours is 4. You do it. I can. I'm happy to assist. -3.
Yeah. Well, so what's Derek's? Do we know what mechanically what Derek's engineering is?
Do you know? I'm just looking that up. 3.
So it's either him or me. So I like that our science officer has more engineering than the engineering department's inside. So.
See, the thing is about space is to really appreciate space. You have to go into space, and to get there, you need a ship. So it makes sense to have an engineering background.
They say it's not rocket science. It isn't. It's rocket engineering. I think we think maybe Davok to lead and Derek to assist.
Sure.
Okay. So the first one then is going to be a control and engineering task with a difficulty 3.
So we don't have any, worth noting, we don't have any momentum left. However, we can give threat.
Yeah.
But if Derek is assisting, then he's throwing 1 dice in essentially as well. So basically, we've got 3 for starters. So we could give 1 threat to make it 4, and obviously gain any momentum that way. Do we want to do that?
It's 2 threats in order to buy the dice. 2 threat, and you can reduce the difficulty by 1.
Let's do that. And again, we're learning mechanics still.
Or 1 threat for dice.
The extra momentum sounds nice. That's my only thought.
Yeah, get that.
But we could only get we could get more. Up to you, Commander.
Let's get 1 more dice by 1 threat. Let's do it that way.
Okay. So I'm rolling 3, you're rolling 1?
Yeah.
Derek's all well and good in theory, but he's not so good on the practical. I'm afraid you get no assistance from him.
Okay.
I completely got no successes on that.
Okay. You can succeed at cost.
I think to press on, I think we'll probably do that.
Okay. After a couple of sort of false starts, you do eventually manage to get the injector ports aligned. However, you've done a little bit of damage to the engine core in the process. So powering up the engine core, which is the next step, is going to be a control and engineering task difficulty 3 now. It would have been difficulty 2. Just so you know.
Okay. I can't use my warp core thing yet for this, can I?
Not yet.
This is powering up what?
The engine core. Actually, yes, you can use your warp core on this one. Yes.
So, yeah, cool. So anything that equals or is less than your engineering.
Would a focus in starship engineering help on this at all? Probably not. I don't even know what that focus means.
Yes, it would. If you wish to assist.
I will assist with this one.
Cool. So I'm only rolling 2 at the moment. Do we want to have another dice?
Well, that's why I'm rolling.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's 3 in total. Do we want to add, do you want to add extra threats to the scenario and add a dice in?
It's up to you. I don't.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, let's do it. Okay.
So it's control and engineering?
Control and engineering.
Single digit numbers are really going to be interestingly good.
So I got 1 success, and then I rolled 2 more dice, and then my engineering is 4, and I rolled a 2 and a 3, and I've got a focus.
Well, that's going to really help because I rolled a 20.
So,
Oh no!
So you get 5 successes, which gives you 2 momentum.
Can we use momentum to get rid of a complication?
Yeah.
Yes, well, you can, because in this case the complication is basically increasing the difficulty of the next step, which is priming the antimatter injectors by 1, which would make it a difficulty 4.
Yeah, so we'll use some of this massive amount of momentum that Davok's just built us to get rid of the complications.
2 is a massive amount.
You can spend 2 momentum to reduce it down to a difficulty 3. Okay.
Yeah.
Now this is not an engineering task. This is going to be a science task. Now again, your focus will still apply. And who would you like assisting? Assuming
Bosh might be able to help with that. I don't know. Bosh, what's your science?
Yeah.
My science.
My science is 4.
Science is 4. Yeah, get assist.
Yeah, I think
I can assist.
Lovely. Okay. So we've got 2
Bosh is so
one momentum.
far back, he looks like he's at warp.
No, you've used your momentum to reduce it down to a difficulty 3.
Okay.
I got a success.
I got 1 success.
1 success, so you don't quite cut it. Do you have any values on this? Because you can spend a point of determination.
He made it. Yeah, he just mentioned that in chat, or we can use a point of determination.
Sorry,
I do not.
I rolled 1 dice rather than.
Yeah, that's right.
That's fine then.
Correct.
Cool.
That's correct. Okay, so it succeed at cost. Then is your final answer, which brings us then.
Last hurdle.
So you've primed the injectors, but they're not as well aligned as you would have hoped, which is going to make stabilizing the warp field that little bit more difficult. This is going to be a control and either engineering or science, difficulty 3.
I would do a science and just use your determination.
Point of determination to get that. As long as you lead it into a value.
Both of you, like if you did Bosh and Davok had both used a point of determination, that's 2 successes right there. Only one of you has to actually, or Davok, you just have to roll a success at that point. Or either one of you, Bosh.
Value for determination.
Yeah, no, I don't.
Would Starship Engineering do it? Because I'll use it.
Isn't that a focus rather than a value?
Value. I mean, engineering.
Okay.
Or value. Value would be puzzle solver.
Yes. I'll allow that.
Use it then. Then I'll use it.
So you're assisting.
You're leading.
I'll assist. And then I get to roll as well, right?
Or are you leading?
It would be better for you to lead.
Yeah, you lead. Use your point of determination to gain that dice that's already rolled a 1. Then Varren rolls 2 dice, and someone assists to roll another 1. So we've got 2 successes already, and we're rolling 3 additional dice.
And who's assisting?
I will.
And what is the roll? It's control and
control, and either engineering or science.
Okay. Oh God, this is going to be low.
So I'm
Can you
assuming
jump
you're
in on
using
this as well?
engineering.
Yeah, it's gonna
Davok
be
can
nice.
use science, by the way, on the assist. That's fine.
Yeah, I do not.
Oh, thank God. Thank God. 2 and a 7. We're good.
2 and a 7. That's 3. How about Davok? Nope. Okay. So the warp field. You see it on the display. It crackles a little bit. It looks a little bit off for just a second, and then it forms a perfect oblate spheroid.
I was gonna say I could just smack it like the side of like a TV.
And as this comes, suddenly, Commander Wraal, your comm badge beeps into life, and you hear the voice of your captain saying, "Commander Wraal, report." And that's where we end for this evening. There we go. Well done, everyone. Very exciting. This is far from where this adventure ends, though.
Oh yeah.
To the Klingons.
There's more doors to
It
overcome.
feels like an ending, but it's...
No. I just want to be on our ship, the one that we rolled stats for and
We've
all that
unlocked
shit.
everything that allows that, Mr. Barron. Don't you worry. We'll be going
No,
back.
I'm not worried. It was just more of like we could talk to people. It's not a communication blackout anymore. That's awesome.
Fantastic.
Small successes.
So, well, very, very well done, everyone. That was an absolutely brilliant session.
That was really good. That was great. Thanks for that, Stu. That was excellent. And well done, everyone, as well. There was some really good workings to the mechanics and stuff, getting stuff done. Nice.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. That was really good. Also,
Excellent.
thank you to everyone in chat who was like,
Some great
teaching
stuff in the chat there, and great suggestions as well. Thanks for reminding us of the rules, everybody.
Yeah, thank you.
thank you.
We
for
all need that help, that's for certain.
teaching us. We'll be on in 2 weeks.
Yeah, so another fortnight for our next episode. In the meantime, for those people watching, don't forget to join me on Sunday afternoon, 4 p.m. GMT, for Star Trek Sunday. Kira won't be joining me this week, unfortunately, because she's away working for the next fortnight. But I'll be doing my usual stuff, and we'll be. It's your suggestion, or you've got to be there. Prime Directive.
Ooh.
I mean, you don't have to be there. You can always watch it on catch up, of course. But yeah, we'll be going deep dive into the Prime Directive. Is it any good? Should it be in place? What's the history of it? All that good stuff. I'll be reviewing the episode Dear Doctor from Enterprise, unless anyone has any other Prime Directive related suggestions that might be more appropriate. Do jump on the Discord and say. And next Wednesday, in place of this, I'll be going through one of the Choose Your Own Adventure books, Star Trek books.
Right on.
So Wednesdays for role playing. Well, let's keep it that way. But yeah, in the meantime, a fortnight away. So much to prepare for. So much is going to happen. I'm really excited. So thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you, guys.
Take care.
Bye.
Keep on trekking.